the streaker.
The streaker?
Yeah, we always have a streaker.
Well, I'll try and get the blur machine out. There are no easy games in non-league. The UCL table would indicate Coventry United are massive favourites for a third consecutive triumph in all competitions, heading into an away fixture at the division's bottom place side. But a revitalised Bugbrooke under new management with improvements where the Badgers season finally breathes into life. Gets set for the action in the United Counties League Premier Division south of Coventry from Liam. Much looking forward to what is set to be a cracking afternoon of United Counties League Premier Division South football. And we're all set to go, with Coventry United kicking from left to right. So right to left that should be. Into the starting lineup for Coventry United: Dan Moore, Harry Sawyer, Riley DeVoyle, Dan Cassidy, Adam Miles, Gift Musa, Cameron Dunn, Charlie Shaw, Ryan Harkin, Lewis Wilson and Benji Anamarco. And for the Badgers, John Meadows, Will Bates, Tom Simmons, Harley Mallard, Tom Walton, Jake Webster, Enoch Apayinka, Oliver Pardo, Silvano Obeng, Milad Isani and Charlie Seaman. And we're underway. Can Coventry United make it 3 victories in a row? Adam Marco with an early burst down the left-hand side, and an early marker for Adam Marco as he's hacked down in the midfield. Oliver Pardo with a taste of what Adam Marco can expect in the early going, and slipped into his own area by Will Bates from DeVoyle's free kick, but safely back with John Meadows. Meadows away. Looking for Apayinka, bounces out on this near side. Coventry United with the throw in deep into their own half. Cassidy sends it high into the sky and bounces past the CUTV camera. The throw falls to the feet of Sawyer. Cameron Dunn on the right hand side. Taking on the back line on his own. Looks for Ryan Harkins. Swung clear as far as Asani on his Bugbrooke debut. Sawyer, short to Shaw, looking for a long-range ball, cannons off the midfield and back to Dan Moore between the sticks. Sawyer, head into the centre for Harkin by Wilson. So looking to strike up a partnership, Wilson on the right-hand side. Down line with Shaw. Turned away, that cross by Simmons. Shaw collects and regroups for United. Sawyer. Seaman turns that drive away once more. And United back to square one with Cassidy and behind to Dan Moore. Cassidy. Short to Zavoyle. Lobs it left. Here's Adamarco. Looking to beat Bates for pace, and Bates gets his boot to it. Throw in Coventry United. Mars throw. Here's Dan Cassidy in a back three this afternoon. Adamarco. Cassidy rolls across to Sawyer. In the centre circle. Sawyer lofts it right. Dunn the target. Target found. Here is Cameron Dunn. Holds off the attentions of Tom Simmons. Down onto Sawyer. And it's Dunn in the midfield. Looks to put it through the back line. He does, but no one making the run. John Meadows takes a second before gathering it. Meadows down the left-hand side. Seaman the target. Sawyer heads away from Asani. Asani battling with Musa, who got the last touch on that. It's come off the AFC Russia and Diamonds youngster. Throw in Coventry United. Sawyer. Hooked on by Jake Webster of Bugbrooke. Obeying the target. Good cushion header by Sawyer. Bugbrooke keeping it high in the air at the moment. Towering header clear from the edge of the area by Adam Miles. Bates nods it to the right hand side and Asani waiting. Milad Asani. Looking to find a route past Benji Adamarco. Stands firm. Throw in on the right-hand side of the penalty area for Bugbrooke St Michael's in the early going. 5 minutes gone, 0-0 between Coventry United and the basement club of the United Counties League Premier Division South on this early kick-off. The long throw is coming. In it goes Adamarco with a towering header and a towering strike from Charlie Seaman straight into the trees. Here's Dan Moore. Down the centre it goes. Ryan Harkin, the target. Leaning into him from behind was Mallard. Shaw. It's with Cameron Dunn. The flag stays down against Lewis Wilson. Looking to lay it off of Ryan Harkin with the defender there to prize it out. Shaw. Here's Wilson. Musa taking on Asani. Shaw wants it dinked over. Charlie Shaw gives chase, keeps it in, and swept home with the flags up. Devoyle thought he'd got Coventry United in front after just 7 minutes. But the offside flag is up against Charlie Shaw. And the kick to come from Meadows. There it goes. Headed past Obeng. And Asani in a losing battle. It drifts out for the goal kick. And Coventry playing out from the back with Cassidy. Dan Moore, the ever-present almost between the sticks. Always the first man on the team sheet. Goes long towards Harkin. Harkin jumps a little too early. Mallard with the headed clearance. Esani sandwiched between Adamarko and Musa and still finds a way out. For options down the right-hand side, cut out by Adam Miles. Here is Miles. There's plenty of space for Sawyer, but it was far too close to Seaman. And now the chase is on. Down the left-hand side. Silvano Obeng. Challenge from the side. Adam Miles out for the corner. And it will be Milad Esani. The young man brought in on a dual reg from AFC Rushton and Diamonds midweek to whip it in from the left-hand side. It is Asani and headed into the ground by Mallard. And United playing it safe, sticking it straight out for another corner. It's Seaman on set-piece duty and an easy header away at the near post by Cameron Dunn. Back in by Asani. Morty's coming all the way and leaps like Tarzan onto the crossbar like a swinging branch as it flies over the former Worcester number 1. Sawyer. Done to Wilson. Harkin, look for the cross deflected out off Tom Simmons, and United with a throw in level with the opposite penalty area. Dunn's throw, back to Dunn from Shaw. And a good one-on-one challenge, taking it away. Pardo doing his business. Obeng. Little closer to the midfield than he would have liked. And the clearance by Tom Simmons deflected out off Charlie Shaw around the halfway line. And the throw to come from Simmons. Run up and throw from Simmons. Seaman the target. Headed out behind him by Harry Sawyer. Good few yards taken on the throw-in, however. Again, Bugbrooke utilising the long throw. And it's a hell of a throw. Adam Miles able to get his bonce on it. Clears as far as Wilson on his first Coventry United start. Shaw sticks his boot through that one, and it was a little too powerful, and it goes towards the right for a throw into Bugbrooke. Neither side really settling into a rhythm as yet. Simmons looking for a white shirt. Looking for Obeng, headed away behind by Dan Cassidy. Pardo, That's a great thump up field by Devoyle and forces the clearance just in front of the CUTV camera. Ryan Harkin lurking menacingly. And quick thinking from Harley Mallard to end the danger. No stumble on the ball by Cassidy, but still evades Obank. Wilson, Harkin has just stayed onside, I believe, but it's bounces into the grateful grasp of Meadows. And it's away by Meadows. Bounces over the number 6, Jake Webster. Dunn picks it up on the right. Surging past Simmons, it's a great run from Dunn. And head towards the net by Ryan Harkin, denied by the right glove of Meadows. United will have the corner, but if not for the expertise of the Badgers number 1, United would be in front. And Obeng heading back to defend the corner kick. Only Upper Yinka staying up. And Adam Marco! Goalkeeper parries it away. Adam Miles on the deck too. Did he play a part in that? And Musa could only find touch in front of the Badgers dugouts as he tried to get the move going again. Hoofed along by Simmons. Dunn ensures it won't reach Obeng. Miles sending Harkin on his way. Awkward bounce for Harkin, but brings it down at the second time of asking. Rolls it behind Lewis Wilson. Wilson tries to pry it onto Roddy Devoyle, but hooked away by Webster. Now Upper Yinka. Can he find a route around Adam Miles? And Miles jockeying him towards the wing and poking it out. Upper Yinka. And Benji Adamarco dispossessing Will Bates, but can only run it into touch. It was right by the line. Almost impossible situation for the United winger. Bates to Upper Yinka. Covered up by Devoyle. Bates chips it down the right for Asani to chase. Cassidy heads it off the shoulder of Gift Musa. Handball claims there, but quite clearly hit the shoulder. Cassidy sifts it through. Wilson tried to flick it onto Adamarco, but too close to Mallard. Slide by Devoyle. Takes it into the path of Jake Webster. Asani's delivery towards that far post, and Seaman, crucial header out on the other side by Harry Sawyer. And a throw-in level with the area for the Badgers, who certainly aren't looking like a team propping up the table so far. Simmons taking his time getting into position. 15 gone at the set. Bugbrooke St Michael's 0, Coventry United 0. Seaman offering the short option, but I don't think Simmons has any interest in that. It's over Obeng and leaping like a salmon once more as Adam Miles to get it away. Wilson tries to get United on the counter. Tom Walton fires it up to the other end again. Sawyer headed clearance. Shaw and Devoyle sends it over the back line. It's going to be an awkward one for Mallard with Harkin lurking behind him. Heads it behind. So Tom Walton who does the necessaries. Shaw stabs it onto Roddy Devoyle. Did Harkin stay on side? No, he didn't. It's a late flag against the former Highgate and Addison striker. No Sky Blues action this afternoon. It is, of course, international weekend. No Premier League, no Championship. And also our rivals in the United Counties League won't be kicking off for another 45 minutes. Early kick-off here at the set. Across towards Seaman. Once again, Harry Sawyer winning everything in the air. And on the ground indeed, sliding it away from Seaman. Dunn. Wilson the target, Walton away. Shaw, and it's a firm leap into Charlie Shaw by Jake Webster. Not that there was contact with the head, but Shaw seems to be a little shaken, but not stirred. So a good few yards taken on the foot. And Moore wants a little bit more separation there from Silvano Obeng. It was lurking a little too close to the free kick. Is now given Moore a wider berth. He's in towards Adam Miles. Miles connects, headed across the area. Shaw flicks it behind a Cameron Dunn, and Wilson trying to bring it to feet. Walton away and sent high into the sky by Asani. Opayinka couldn't drive on for Bugbrooke. And here come United again. Adamarco to Harkin. Body stacked back for Bugbrooke. Will there be enough? DeVoyle, blocked made by Webster, and Opayinka sprinting into safety. And now it's United in danger. Musa in from the side, takes the ball away. Adam Miles retrieves in defence. Cassidy in the area, finds Gift Musa. Quick and controlled passing from Coventry United. Dangerous ball back into Sawyer, who hoofs it upfield. Little hand in the back by Walton on Lewis Wilson. Referee says nothing doing as Harkin takes it over. Looks to thread it down the right-hand side for Cameron Dunn. Dunn taking on Simmons. It's Cameron Dunn. Smacks off Walton and slides off the boots of Lewis Wilson. Looking to win the hearts and minds of the Red and Green Army on his first start. And Mallard unhappy with the organisation of his midfielders. But not moving as one there. Here's Meadows with the goal kick. Obeng. Crowded out in the midfield. Mallard has hit the referee. It'll be called back for a drop ball. He was looking for Enoch Epayinka on the right-hand side. And the drop ball being taken slightly out of position here. He connected with the referee a lot more centrally, but it's close to the right wing with Bates. Behind to Mallard. Here's Opayinka. Lovely give and go with Bates. Esani. Cross charge down by Gift Musa. Corner on the right to Bugbrooke. Charlie Seaman. Strong punch by Moore away from the head of Silvano Obeng. Adamarco. He's beaten Simmons for pace. There was a clear drag. And the referee has now called it back for the free kick. Tried to give advantage. Simmons losing that battle of pace. Didn't want to lose the war. One way or another, he was not going to let Adamarco get away. Beautiful backdrop of the hills of Northamptonshire behind the set. It's a deep one by Sawyer. It's too deep. Goal kick. "22 minutes gone, halfway through the first half. Bugbrooke St Michael's 0. Coventry United 0. Meadows distributes from the goal. Straight to the head of Coventry United centre-back Adam Miles. Walton. Defoe trying to bring it down the centre circle. So many white shirts. It's a very congested area of the park. Yinka. Ducking and diving, dancing away from Adam Miles into the area. Obeng! Surely would have been 1-0 for a brilliant slide challenge by Harry Sawyer. And more just ensures it does end up on the roof of the net. Net by Gift Musa. Dangerous attempts to clear for the United legend. And again by Seaman, plenty of corners in this game. It's no real effort. Musa bundled over in the proceeds there. Devoy with the clearance. Adam Marco, Shaw available on the left-hand side, and it's sent down the left for Charlie Shaw. Crossing opportunity for the former Highgate man. Whipped in towards Ryan Harkin. Harkin with his back to goal. Can he bring it down? No, he can't. Head clearance by Webster. Now taken on by Pardo. Adam Marco prizes it back for the Red and Greens. Here's Cassidy. Little tap on the back by Obeng. Took Cassidy off his stride. Pardo's slide challenge and a poor ball by Yinka straight to Miles. And Harkin has timed this run beautifully, but a kung fu-like kick from John Meadows clears Bugbrooke's danger. Cameron Dunn. Curling ball to Adam Marco, and Bates. There's a pace behind it, but barging Adam Marco off the ball, and bread and butter free kick there. Riley Devoe wearing the number 3 shirt despite playing in midfield. The captain, Riley Devoyle, sweeping it in towards that far post. Adam Miles is there. Couldn't beat Webster mid-air. Musa will keep the move alive for United in towards Wilson off the former Northampton striker's hip. And Adam Miles looking for the spectacular bicycle kick attempt. It's a less than spectacular ending to that move. And early signs of a potential injury here for Will Bates. The substitute is already being prepared. Joel Powell getting his number 12 shirt ready. And it looks like a busted lip for Will Bates. Is he going to be able to continue? We may well need a new shirt for Bates. Very strict laws when it comes to blood on shirts, especially on white shirts. Meadows gets the go-ahead from the referee with Bugbrooke temporarily down to 10. Meadows, it's to an unguarded area of the park. In terms of Bugbrooke, easy pickings for Harry Sawyer. Musa spots Adam Marco in space. And tapped out on this near side by Pardo, covering for Bates at right back. Covering off the run beautifully. Miles. Cassidy. Rolled up and brought down by Harry Sawyer. Wilson. Walton getting in the mix. And Esani also helping out in defence, clear as far as Benji Adamarco. And Devoyle wanted it to feet, but the through ball from Adamarco wasn't what the skipper wanted. Out it goes with the goal kick. And Bates wants to be allowed back into the action. He needs to be checked over by the assistant first and has now been given the green flag. So Bates returns. Pardo back in the midfield after slotting in on the right for a brief moment. 28 gone. Still 0-0. A game of very limited opportunities so far. Ryan Harkin strike the best that either side have been able to muster so far. Sent high into the sky by Dunn. Pardo's header. Intercepted by Adam Miles. Asani trying to close him down. Coventry maintain possession. Back with Dan Moore. And Lewis wasn't trying to get his head on that one, but headed out from behind by Tom Walton. Very quickly taken by Sawyer to Shaw. Back to Sawyer. Cassidy and that makeshift back three. No Steph Morley today. No Chris Cox. Cox is on the bench, but United really don't want to be using the skipper with a vital game coming up on Friday against North Harrowby. Wilson's header on. Cameron Dunn is just too close to the touchline. No, he didn't. In fact, it's going to be a corner after the slide in by Tom Simmons, diverting the attempted cross out. Done, and Cassidy got his head to it. Adamarco to Devoyle. Does he fancy it himself? He won't get the chance. But Charlie Shaw might. Threads it into Devoyle. Holding off the defenders and lines up Adamarco for the strike. In towards Ryan Harkin. Harkin turns and shoots. And another save from Meadows. Harkin, the best the Red and Greens have to offer so far, but still not enough to break the deadlock. Opayinka looking to get Bugbrooke on the score sheet. Cross diverted out off the shoulder of Adam Miles from the right. Corner kick to Bugbrooke from defence to attack in a millisecond. Delivery towards that far post and Sawyer with a bit of help from Wilson. United trying to end the danger, but Bates with two efforts to get it back into the danger zone. Two blocks made, Musa and Cassidy both getting blocks in. And another corner for Bugbrooke. The amount of corners here, and still Bugbrooke unable to utilise one properly. Seaman and Obeng! Looping header, looping a little too high for the Badgers. United struggling to get the ball back here after it went into the car park, but Dan Moore has now got possession of the ball. Bugbrooke at the moment on course for just their 5th point of the season. United looking for their 3rd consecutive victory in all competitions. Done. Wilson touched too heavy from Charlie Shaw. Here's Bates. Turns away from the attempted leaping block of Benji Anamarco. His long ball headed straight back to where it came from by Miles, and a lovely give and go with Lewis Wilson. Benji Anamarco into the penalty area, looking to set up Ryan Harkin. Harkin leaps over it, and Charlie Shaw couldn't convert. It's much more like the standards that Coventry United expect. Meadows' kick. Adam Miles has won absolutely everything today, as has Harry Sawyer. Two brilliant performances at the back. Acrobatic attempted a flick on by Asani, but it only looks good if you can pull it off. Interception for Miles. Tavoyle comes close. Powers it back to Cassidy. Cassidy going direct. Only onto the head of Simmons. Now they're going to play it over the back line for Obeng. The offside flag is up. Cassidy with the clearance anyway. And the referee belatedly sees the flag on this near side against Obeng, who makes his excuses, but they're falling on deaf ears. It's a short one to Sawyer. Across to Adam Miles on the left. Anamarco pirouettes around Epayinka. And leaves Webster behind too. Sawyer looking to launch it on to Ryan Harkin. Headed away at the crucial moment by Tom Walton and sent flying into touch. United have the throw in. Epayinka with a neat touch on and flicking it away from Devoyle, thinking the ball had stayed in play. Miles throw. And Anamarco tried to flick it into the air, but can only flick it behind. A little too much stern from the United winger, who is looking dangerous as always. Bates wants options. Cassidy tries to shield the ball from Epayinka and can only shepherd it out for the Bugbrooke throw deep into United turf, which Bates will take once more. Asani. Back to Will Bates. And beats Anamarco one-on-one and punched away at the near post by Dan Moore, ensuring it wouldn't reach a waiting Obeng. Sawyer looking to thread it down the right-hand side for Harry Shaw, but deflected out off, I believe, Tom Simmons. In fact, no, it was Oliver Pardo, excuse me. And the throw up towards Cameron Dunn, who's had a quiet afternoon. Look for options in the midfield. Bates latches onto it. Epayinka tried to dink it into the path of Obeng, but safe hands from Dan Moore. Sawyer. Here's Charlie Shaw. United haven't been able to pry the badges open too much so far. But they are looking the more likely to score. A wayward ball towards Cameron Dunn, out for the throw for Simmons to take just up line from the home dugout. Calvin Green not in the dugout this afternoon due to a pre-booked holiday before he took the job at Bugbrooke. Charlie Shaw, there was hands in the back on Shaw. He feels there should have been a free kick, but the ball he intended to deliver to the right-hand side for Harry Sawyer was flown out for a throw. Knocking on the door. The run up from Simmons. And bounces harmlessly to the far post and Dan Moore. Moore looks for Adam Marco. Chest control by Adam Marco. Bounces past Lewis Wilson. Adam Marco's hurt, but he is going to get back involved with Dunn laying it off. Back to Dunn. DeVoyle looks to curl it to the head of Charlie Shaw, but Simmons with a headed clearance. United not done yet with Harry Sawyer. Battling through Seaman. Dunn looks for DeVoyle. Not back to Cameron Dunn. A sliding block. Cannons off the back of Bates. And all the way back to Adam Miles at centre-back. United crucially with the ball at their feet. Harkin checks that he's onside. He is indeed. Left-hand side of the area. Ryan Harkin taking on Will Bates. DeVoyle. Harry Sawyer, does he fancy his second goal of the season? He's going to have a go. Didn't quite have the power behind it. And Meadows quickly distributes to Opayinka. A little tug on the shirt by Enoch Opayinka as Miles stole a march on him. And the free kick in their own half to Coventry United. Miles. He's done more closed down by Asani. No pressure from Dan Moore. And United had the throw in 5 yards into their own turf. Harry Sawyer couldn't find a red shirt in the middle. Webster. Pardo turns away from the challenge of Wilson, but it's an aimless ball down the left-hand side. Moore will track to the right side of his area and find Cassidy. Shaw. Pardo slips to the ground. And Wilson gives chase. And forces the throw in. Harley Mallard has to tap it out on the right side. And United with the throw in. Cameron Dunn with ball in hand. Return to Dunn by DeVoyle. And whipped in. Is it going to be too much for Adam Marco? Just about. He got his boots with it, but couldn't keep it within the confines of the park. Closing in on the half-time whistle here. 5 minutes to go. John Meadows towards the right-hand side. Adam Marco side-foots it out. And Bates throws it back to Meadows. United pushing higher up the field as Meadows whips it left. Seaman. Sawyer first to it, but Obeng steaming in. Wilson nods it to the right-hand side for Coventry United. And they have the throw in front of the home dugout as Simmons chests it out. Harry Sawyer looking for a red shirt to help him out. Wants options closer. He's not getting them, so he goes to the centre-back, Anna Miles, to build. Cassidy, and an underhit pass by Dan Cassidy. Miles caught in two minds, and Obeng trying to launch it over. Dan Moore can only launch it into the car park. And another match ball is going to be needed. We will be going off air at half-time here on CUTV for 10 minutes, so get yourself a glass of something cold or a mug of something hot. And get back here for 3 o'clock for the second half, live from the set. United with plenty of attacking alternatives on the bench, including Leo Wood and Sam Ellis if they're needed. At the moment, they are going to be needed in the second half. It's remains a blank scoreline. What can Bugbrooke do to change that? Will Bates. Obeng to Asani. Both attacks finding a clustered defence in front of them. And a sly clear by Dan Cassidy. Back into the danger zone by Seaman. And a good catch by Dan Moore at the near post. Wilson, it's over Wilson's head. Off the bounce of the captain, Walton. Bates to Epayinka. Turns out Marco beautifully, but the United winger not going to be beaten that easily. Forces him back to Bates. And the return ball to Epayinka is under hit. Slide by Webster, dispossesses Devoyle. Moose is down the left-hand side. Harkin gives chase. Up by Mallard. And bounces between the legs of Bates. It's fortuitous there for the right back as he's able to bring it down. And Miles nods it towards the UTV camera and bounces out in front of us for the Bugbrooke throw. With just a couple of minutes until half-time. Referee checks the watch. Remember, a massive game coming up on Friday night on CUTV. Live coverage of Coventry United versus North Harrowby United in the FA Vars. 7:45 kickoff. Please make it to the But if you can, support the boys. But if not, we've got live coverage here as always. Devoyle from Adam Marco's header. Who got the last touch? It was straight from Devoyle. He thought that Asani had made a block. Referee didn't share that opinion. Meadows. Harkin putting him under pressure. Distributes it in time. Sawyer took 2 bites of the cherry to play it on to Cameron Dunn. Bounces in front of the defender Walton. And Simmons attempted clearance. Cannons off Charlie Shaw. The fans making their way back towards the bar for half-time. Nothing for either side to celebrate on this side of the whistle. Cassidy knotted it into the centre circle with Miles. Miles couldn't find Adam Marco. Not the best slate of passes from Miles. Here's Bates. Enoch Epayinka on the right hand side. Adam Marco steams in and knocks it out. Could well be the last chance of the first half here on CUTV. And Simmons, the left back, looking to utilise that jet-propelled throw once more. Adam Marco nods up rather than out. Wilson finishes the job. Devoyle. But Coventry can't clear. Bates. Devoyle again getting involved, dragged down by the shoulder. Referee gives United the opportunity to continue, but there was no advantage. Obeng told in no uncertain terms to give Moore some breathing room from this free kick. Not the first time he's been given that order. Harkin the target. Headed up rather than out by Mallard. Devoyle up for it. Pardo brings it down. Deflected ball off the boot of Charlie Shaw. Collected by Sawyer. Now Gift Musa. Rolls past Devoyle. Benji Adamarco. Devoyle making the run. Adamarco looking to cut in. Crowded out as he looked to make inroads. And Epayinka, as time runs out, time has just run out. Half-time here at the set, 0-0, limited opportunities in the opening 45 minutes. 2 efforts from Ryan Harkin, the best that the Red and Greens have mustered so far. One of them was brilliantly saved by John Meadows, but you have to think the best is yet to come in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Half-time score, Bugbrooke St Michael's 0, Coventry United 0. The second half is just moments away here on Coventry United TV. No changes from what we can see on either team. Coventry United will now be kicking from left to right in their red, green and black home strip. Bugbrooke St Michael's in their home attire as well of white and black. Score remains Bugbrooke St Michael's 0, Coventry United 0. United with the best of the chances in the first half. But at the moment, the deadlock is still very much in place. Referee's making sure that everything's good to go. And the ball's rolling in the second half. Coventry United and Bugbrooke both with a point to prove after an under par opening 45 minutes. Let's see if either team can take all 3 points or whether it will be a 5th point of the season for Bugbrooke. And an early collision there between, I think it's Will Bates and Benji Adamarco. An off the ball incident. Adamarco on the deck. And Bates on his knees. It looks like Adam holding his left elbow. And Bates with a little help from the physio once again. The second time he's needed medical intervention in this game. He's back on his feet and we'll get going once again. And the free kick has been given in favour of Bugbrooke St Michael's, and it's going to be John Meadows to take it. And there it goes from the goalkeeper towards Asani. Headed over the United back line by Oliver Pardo. But Dan Moore will grasp onto it. Miles. Rolls it across the back line to Cassidy under pressure by Asani. Hocks it right and finds Cameron Dunn. Little trip by Simmons and the referee finds it enough to blow the whistle. A yard. Sawyer given the go-ahead and it's caught Cameron Dunn by surprise. Dunn heading towards the right-hand side and intercepted by Webster. It's now with Opayinka. Opayinka down line to Milad Esani on his Badgers debut. Challenge in from the side by Gif Musa. The referee gives it in favour of Bugbrooke St Michael's, as does the linesman on the far side of the field. Bugbrooke wanting a free kick as they thought that Musa's tackle was a little on the heavy side. And there is some confusion as to whether it is a throw-in or a free kick. It is indeed going to be a Badgers free kick. So Musa's tackle judged to be a little too strong for the officials' liking, and Charlie Seaman with yet another set piece. Bugbrooke had corner after corner after corner in the first half. Didn't utilise any of them. Can they do it this time? It's headed across by Pardo. It's gone out before Pardo made contact with the ball, and it will be a goal kick. A reminder of the substitutes for Bugbrooke: Joel Powell, Reese Irwin, Callum Farmer, Jamari Hart and Earl Atat. And for Coventry United, Sam Ellis, Aaron Dickens, Chris Cox, Leo Wood and Luke Downs. And it's Stanmore with the distribution. Adamarco the target, leaping into the back is Will Bates. Harkin takes over. Adamarco looks for the right-hand side. Wilson tries to help it on. Collected by Seaman. Sawyer up to head the clearance on. Rolly Devoyle scoops it up for Wilson. Wilson taking Tom Simmons out. Mid-leap. And the referee blows the whistle once more. John Meadows has been the busier of the two keepers, but neither has had a particularly busy game. Bates. Obank stumbling as he tried to bring the ball to feet. Coventry scrambling it away with Adam Miles. Pardo's header. Mallard sends it high into the sky, and Gift Musa playing piggyback with Milad Isani, and once again referee finds that Musa's tactics were a little heavy-handed. And a free kick 10 yards into United territory for Bugbrooke. They've taken it quickly. Opayinka looking to beat Shaw for pace. DeVore turns the cross away momentarily, but Bates into Seaman and Pardo! Moore didn't get anything on it. It just bobbled across the net from Oliver Pardo. It's the first time that the Badgers have made the red and green sweat in front of goal. Sawyer down the right to Dunn. Cameron Dunn looking to match the run of Lewis Wilson. Fired away by Mallard. Volleyed ball to the left-hand side by Gift Musa. Perfectly weighted for Benji Anamarco. Taking on Bates. And Bates able to get his body between player and ball. And out it goes for the goal kick. Bates went to ground. But referee feels that it should only be a goal kick to Bugbrooke. Well, the 3 o'clock games have now kicked off in the United Counties League Premier Division South. The Aviston-Leicester Nirvana game postponed today. Elsewhere, Hinckley entertain Marchtown United. Histon at home to Easington. Moulton versus Lutterworth. Newport Pagnell at home to Ayleston Park. Nuneaton versus Godmanchester Rovers. Oadby versus Ainsbury. And Yaxley against Northampton Sileby Rangers. But so far, no goals. The ball is with Dan Moore. It's taken short to Harry Sawyer. Had to beat Seaman one-on-one in his own area. And now it's Adam Miles sprinting down the left. Avoids the slide. Ryan Harkin looked right for options, and Cameron Dunn in acres of space, and he's tapped it on beautifully. Cameron Dunn with Ryder on the right-hand side in support. It's done. Tries the deft cross, covered off by Simmons, and Cameron Dunn with hands in the shoulder of the Bugbrooke left back. And United unhappy that the whistle was blown for the free kick. They were hoping they could keep going long enough to get the corner out of it. United substitutes Leo Wood and Luke Downs warming up. They will be the first 2 names off the substitutes bench, surely, if United are unable to break the deadlock. Just got 1 Miles out into the path of Pardo. Pardo can only find Musa. Ball retention has not been great from either side, and it wasn't great there either. Musa looking for Harkin down the left-hand side, but tapped out by Bates. And the throw from Miles. Harkin with Mallard all over him. Mallard puts his boot through it. Silvano Obank had a very quiet afternoon and muscled by Miles on the ball. Cassidy. Poor ball through the middle. Now Obank looks left to Seaman. Obank's up. Asani staying down, but Bugbrooke continue without him. Charlie Seaman. Across, blocked by the first man in front, Harry Sawyer. Crossfield ball by Dunn to Adam Marco. Heads to the right-hand side again by Pardo. Enoch Opayinka. Now Asani, strong challenge from behind by Charlie Shaw. Lewis Wilson, his first start for the club. DeVoyle, captain for the day, finds Shaw, swings it towards the midfield, but cut out by Webster. The passing from both sides in this second half has been shocking. That certainly wasn't from Cameron Dunn. Beautiful low curling ball to find Benji Adamarco. He's got Wilson in the area. Adamarco, does he fancy it himself? Trying to wrestle his way through. Dragged down in the air. Referee says no. Wilson can get space to shoot. It's out as far as Charlie Shaw. Charlie Shaw hits it. Smacks up the woodwork. Did it cross? No, it didn't. And Adamarco blocked by Tom Walton. Shaw incensed, screaming at the linesman. He was absolutely certain it across. Difficult to tell from back here. But promising signs nonetheless for Coventry United. Musa. Cameron Dunn. Take two. Harkin brings it down in the area. Ryan Harkin. The strike cannons off Mallard. And out by Webster. Harry Sawyer. Coventry have the momentum. Can they use it? Dinked through by Harry Sawyer. Wilson didn't know whether he had to leave it for Harkin. Eventually decides to make the run. Looks to return to Harry Sawyer. And again, Webster is there. Sawyer races across Seaman. Thought he had gone out and wanted to throw in. But United have done enough to keep possession with the red and greens. Here's Miles. Devoyle caught out from behind. And that's the end of that chapter. Miles shoulder to shoulder with Bates. Ball towards Adamarco. Sent straight into the car park. Someone's going to need a new wing screen. Harvey Mallard not worrying about the car glass budget. And a yellow card is out for dissent for Gift Musa. Coventry still arguing the toss that the strike from Shaw crossed the line. I'd be more concerned about the crossbar after a connection like that. It is a yellow card, the first of the game for Gift Musa, the United legend. Chris Cox is stripped off and ready to go. Coventry United saying they didn't want to use Cox today. He is struggling with an ankle injury and wanted him fresh for Friday against North Harrowby in the FA Vars, but needs must. The throw towards Wilson, headed back where it came from by the defender. Opayinka, swinging and missed by Gift Musa. And Obeng beaten to the punch by Cassidy, all the way back to Dan Moore, who hasn't had to make a save yet. And headed through the back line. Harkin's one-on-one. Flag stays down. Ryan Harkin pulls out a brilliant save from Meadow. And Coventry United, no, onto the roof of the net. Cameron Dunn deflected over. And Simmons giving the lines on this near side yet more grief. Bugbrooke absolutely certain that Harkin had made the run too soon. The flag stayed down. And only divine intervention from John Meadows has kept this game at 0-0. But Meadows is a little worse for wear. I think he made contact with the post as he tried to make sure that Dunn's effort was heading over. No substitute goalkeeper on the bench for Bugbrooke, so they better hope that Meadows is okay to continue. It doesn't look like a particularly serious injury to the Badgers' number one. Well, Bugbrooke have not buckled under some immense red and green's pressure. Can United force the issue now? It's Adamarco. Couldn't get a clear connection towards the net. And Opayinka can't get a clear connection on that clearance. Shaw back out wide to Devoyle. Low header by Walton. And Esani gets some separation from Devoyle. And again the flag stays down. Did it? No. Charlie Seaman straying past Harry Sawyer as the ball was taken. And United wanted to kick off quickly. They're not being permitted to do so as Seaman's afternoon is over. His Bugbrooke St Michael's debut after a deal was agreed with AFC Rushden Diamonds to bring himself and Milad Asani to the club midweek. And he's replaced by Jamari Hart. And Cassidy ordered by the referee to reposition the free kick towards the right-hand side. A little closer to the halfway line. So less distance to cover for Dan Cassidy. Cassidy punts it towards the net. Miles' header. Harkin, and this is a chance for Lewis Wilson. Brilliant parry! John Meadows has been absolutely impenetrable in this second half. Just Devoy with another corner. Alamarco nods up and headed out as far as Asani. Charlie Shaw, and the free kick given against Coventry United. A little too enthusiastic in trying to bring the ball back and continue the assault on the Bugbrooke net. 28 minutes to go here at the set. And it's far from game, set and match at the moment. Bugbrooke St Michael's 0, Coventry United 0, but it is the Red and Greens who are taking charge. Cox still waiting for his introduction, and a yellow card for Charlie Shaw. More dissent from the Red and Greens that the referee is not willing to take. Another substitution for Bugbrooke St Michael's. Will Bates is sacrificed. We haven't seen the substitutes board go up. We'll tell you who is coming on as soon as we see the shirt number. It's taken from Meadows. And it's the number 17 who's been drafted on for the remainder of the game. That's Earl Atat. And the free kick comes to nothing. Coventry United have the throw in deep into their own half. Miles takes it. Here's Charlie Shaw. Coventry hitting a brick wall in the form of the Bugbrooke back line. And Coventry preparing their first change. And Lewis Wilson is the man to make way. Two changes, in fact. Leo Wood is going to be heading on for the Red and Greens. So it's Lewis Wilson and Dan Cassidy who will take their leave. Cox slotting in at centre-back in place of Cassidy, and Leo Wood will assist Ryan Harkin up front. Taking over from Lewis Wilson, the end of his first start in a Coventry United shirt. Miles' throw, headed up by Harkin, who's been playing on the left-hand side of the attack this afternoon. Webster away. And Upper Yinka will let that defensive header bounce harmlessly out for a throw-in on the halfway line. Right side for Bugbrooke. Bounces off the head of Cameron Dunn. Takes a spin off it to find Adam Miles. Launches it to the right-hand side. Benji Adamarco all alone. Adamarco urges to drive, taking on Tom Simmons. And Adamarco putting fear into the Bugbrooke back line. Again, too many bodies in the way to make an impact. A strike cannons off one of them. Cameron Dunn. Devoyle, heavy touch. Oh, and that was painful. Into the chest of Charlie Shaw, and Coventry boozing it straight out. The condition of their teammate matters more than any potential move. A stinger straight to the heart of the United centre mid. And thankfully Shaw is okay to continue. United with 3 changes remaining. Sam Ellis, Aaron Dickens and Luke Downs remaining on the bench. Both teams have made 2 alterations, with Earl Atat and Jamari Hart brought off the bench by Bugbrooke, and Silvano Obeng will play it back to Dan Moore as a result of that throw-in. 24 minutes to go at the set, and this game is really heating up in the closing stages. It stays at 0-0 as a defensive header from Simmons ends up as a Coventry United throw, knocking on the Bugbrooke door. Adamarco lines up the opening run of Sawyer, just grazes the head of Leo Wood. Still searching for his first Coventry United goal after arriving on a dual reg from Redditch. Tat can't prevent the throw. Cameron Dunn forcing him to the touchline. Shaw off balance, chest control by Wood. Harkin does his best to get to the loose ball and barged off it by a Tat goal kick. And there have been some goals in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Remember, these are first half matches. Hinckley 1-0 up at home to Marchtown. Easington lead at Histon. Lutterworth leading Moulton away by 1-0. And surprise, surprise, Nuneaton Town, of course, lead God Manchester by 1-0 through Denico Johnson, the former Rugby Town player. Third change coming up for Coventry United. Riley Devoyle hands over the armband to Chris Cox as he is replaced by Luke Downs. United not content with a point away at the side currently at the basement of the league. They need to keep picking up points at home and away in order to claw back the difference to the likes of Aviston, Ayleston, and of course Nuneaton. It could get even worse here for Coventry United, but a wayward strike from Jamari Hart had the goal and Dan Moore at his mercy. But as Moore turns around, he sees the ball fly past the goal. Coventry using their get out of jail free card there. Atat. Can't find a route past Gift Musa. Musa stranding firm in the challenge. Mallard. A little drag on Leo Wood from behind. Free kick given against Jake Webster. Charlie Shaw. It's towards Cox at the far post. Cox got his head to it. With the flag raised anyway against the United skipper. As John Meadows gathers, the home side will be allowed to continue with the ball in the goalkeeper's hands. The kick headed away by Harry Sawyer at the back. And Bugbrooke have seemingly weathered that Coventry United storm and are starting to show what they can do in this second half. Here's Pardo. And he's passing to the invisible man there, I assume, there, Oliver Pardo. No one home for the Badgers on the right-hand side. Sent high by Mallard towards the area. Hart is there. Headed clearance by Cox. Simmons with a little bit of pressure from behind by Leo Wood. Thumped upfield by the captain, Tom Walton. Enoch Ipayinka. And Ipayinka goes for glory, and it's anything but a glorious effort. Coventry preparing their fourth change in Sam Ellis. Another attacking sub. Sawyer. Finds Benji Adamarco. Short one to Luke Downs. Here's Leo Wood. Picks out Downs in space. Plenty of open area for Cameron Dunn as he receives it. Cameron Dunn under pressure from Matat. Shaw out to Harkin. Where does Harkin go from here? Tries the low drive into the area. And again, both times Walton is there to deny him. Ipayinka under pressure from Downs. And Downs with hands all over the Bugbrooke number 7, the whistle blown just inside Bugbrooke territory on the right-hand side. Change for Bugbrooke St Michael's, the end of the afternoon for another debutant, Milad Essani, replaced by Callum Farmer. Coventry holding fire on their next change. $18 to go at the set. Bugbrooke St Michael's 0, Coventry United 0. Surely there has to be a goal in this game. It's Meadows deep. Punch up by Moore. He was caught by Farmer. And his first action on the field could well get him in trouble with the referee. And a serious word of warning to Callum Farmer from the man in black. And Coventry United are going to bring on Sam Ellis to replace Gift Musa, a more dynamic attacking midfield option. And he has scored a late winner before for Coventry United. Who can forget his debut at GNG Oadby Town? His first substitute appearance. He got the winner in added time. United need similar heroics now. They do have 16 minutes to play with. It's taken short by Mortar Sawyer. Cameron Dunn, United's second top goal scorer of the season with 8, just 1 behind Ryan Harkin. Miles. Shaw behind to Luke Downs. It's an awkward one for Miles, but he tracks back and collects. Back to Downs. Here's Chris Cox, the skipper. Through to Sawyer. Cox wants it back, but it plays it on to Luke Downs. Wants options close. Harkin's in support. Here's Harkin. Charlie Shaw. Harkin. Leo Wood. Pressure from Farmer. Across to Sam Ellis. United trying to get room to strike. It's Charlie Shaw. It flies over the crossbar. This time a lick of paint is not needed to deny Shaw from the opener. Miles heads away the goal kick. Ellis. A tap beats Leo Wood to the punch, but the seconds are headed on by Downs in the midfield. And Cameron Dunn takes over. He's got Harkin to his right. Dunn looks left. Adamarco and Wood now in support. Here is Benji Adamarco. Adamarco races in. Adamarco looking for Charlie Shaw. And another brilliant save from Meadows. With the right leg. Bugbrooke, if they hold on for a point here or even more, they have got some serious plaudits to pay to this man. Well, no doubt about the Bugbrooke man of the match, but let us know who you think is the CUTV man of the match as we enter the final 15 minutes. Simmons with the run-up from the throw towards Obeng. Obeng gets his head on it, but only as far as Miles. Stabbed down by Adamarco. Miles again. And Adamarco trying to beat Opayinka to the punch. Flicks it on down the left-hand side, but Meadows too close to it. Meadows straight down the heart of the field. Bounces past Jamari Hart, and Sawyer sees it back to Dan Moore. Immediately looks to get Coventry going again. Harry Sawyer. Down to Dunn. That's a little too much of Dunn there, as it's collected by Webster. Webster high down the left. Jamari Hart trying to get on the end of it. Chris Cox shields the ball all the way out for the goal kick and immediately finds Dan Moore to get Coventry United on the front foot once more. It's taken short to Cox. Proud wearer of the captain's armband at Coventry United. Luke Downs. A league winner with Spinks, a playoff winner with Bugbrooke. With Rugby Borough, I should say. Done hacked down on the slide, but Ellis keeps Coventry United in play. Cox across to Adam Miles. Cox again. Sends it high down the right for Dunn. And Ton Simmons swabbing across to head out for a throw. Charlie Shaw, there was a hand in the back by Farmer, but Shaw gets the cross in towards Leo Wood. The clearance is blocked by Ellis, but finished off by Simmons as far as Luke Downs. Chested on by Ellis. Sawyer and Shaw linking up. And Shaw wanted a free kick, felt he was caught by the outstretched leg of Tom Simmons. Linesman's given a throw in against the Red and Greens. Well, the next time we're on air here on CUTV is on Friday night, 7:45 kickoff under the lights at the Butts Park Arena. It's Coventry United versus North Harrowby United from all the way in North Lincoln. A hotly anticipated game in the FA VAR, so join us if you can in person. If not, live coverage as always here on CUTV. Sawyer. Across the penalty area to Adam Miles. United would have expected more from this game, but now they've got 11 minutes of normal time to get a winner. Earl attacked. The two number 17s locking horns in the corner. Bugbrooke satisfied with the point. Coventry have been able to get themselves out of danger. Shaw, his header finds Harkin. And Cameron Dunn, the only man in the same postcode on the right-hand side. And Cameron Dunn zoning in. But again, Bugbrooke getting men back. It's Simmons blocking his path this time. Great defending from Bugbrooke St Michael's. Harry Sawyer tangling with the substitute Jamari Hart. He got the ball, but not legally. Forcing Hart down, leaning in from the side. United only have one change left to make, that being Aaron Dickens, the left back. $10 to go. plus stoppages. There haven't been too many stoppages in this second half. Luke Downs trying to marshal his troops and get a bit of self-belief going in this Coventry United team. Leaping header away by Cox. Pardo for Bugbrooke. Closed down by Ellis and getting him around the waist. It's like something off Strictly Come Dancing. Free kick Coventry United, and Pardo could find himself in trouble with the man in black. And he does. Yellow card from the referee for the Bugbrooke midfielder, Oliver Pardo. Downs and Cox standing over, and it is going to be a Cox delivery for the red and greens. Cox short down the left-hand side to Benji Adamarco. Leaves his marker behind. Adamarco towards that near post. It's one of the more simple saves Meadows has had to pull off in the second half, but again, he does it beautifully. And the race down the right-hand side from Earl Atat. He goes down, and no real duress from the Coventry United defender. And unsurprisingly, the free kick is not given. A fourth Bugbrooke change in the offing. It will either be Joel Powell or Rhys Irwin. Harkin on the turn. And the referee's blown the whistle here to stop the game. Just to check on the condition of the Bugbrooke player, I believe. Is it going to be a free kick to Coventry United? I'm not entirely sure. United are getting their attacking players in and around the area. I think it is going to be a Coventry United free kick. In the hand forced by the injury. Obeng told to get in the mix. It is going to be Rhys Irwin, the fourth Bugbrooke substitute. So that will leave both teams with one sub apiece, both of them defensive options. United need a hero. Can Luke Downs be that hero? And the goalkeeper's lost it. Ryan Harkin! Farmer is back and puts it out behind. And Coventry United setting up for the corner here. The linesman, I believe, flagged for the goal kick. The referee at 6s and 7s here. United were all set to take the corner kick. Bugbrooke all set to defend it. And now it's been overturned to a goal kick. So Farmer obviously sending out off a Coventry United man. It looks like Powell's coming on too. Now an awkward bounce past the United back line. Here's Silvano Obeng. Hart couldn't reach it. Moore thought about chasing the loose ball, but backtracks to his line. Webster. Jamari Hart evades catcher from Sawyer. Look for Pardo, cut out by Ellis. Upfield towards Leo Wood. Free kick against Coventry United. Wood leaning into the chest of Harley Mallard. Five minutes remaining. And Silvano Obeng is going to be the man replaced by Rhys Irwin. As we can see on the substitutes board, but it's not going to happen just yet. Here is Obeng. Heads it on. Hart will give chase. And Sawyer will make sure he doesn't get there. Goal kick. And here comes the subs for Bugbrooke. Obeng off. And Rhys Irwin on. Obeng is already off the field, and Chris Cox telling the referee to get the substitute on the field. He's got to be checked over by the linesman first before he can enter the field of play. Coventry United not willing to give up on this game yet. 5 crucial minutes to find a winning goal. Usually their trips to the set have been a lot more comfortable. And Cameron Dunn holding his chest here. It's concerning for Coventry United, but Chris Cox plays it out. Leo Wood being held from behind. And the referee has given the free kick. But United unhappy that the ball was kicked away. Downs urged to get a move on. He's going to set it up right. It's Downs towards that far post. Chris Cox nods it down. Crucial header away by Walton. Farmer finishes the job. Up towards Irwin. Epayinka and Luke Downs gets the free kick. He was took out mid-air as he headed the ball on. Another United set piece. They've been working hard on them in training. And it's Downs again. Cox at the far post. Head across. Reinhagen couldn't make contact, but the flag was up anyway. Well, it looks like United are heading for their second blank scoreline of the season. Their second 0-0 draw, the first going away at Leicester Nirvana. More goals in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Marchtown have equalised at Hinckley. Histon have turned it around against Easington. It's now 2-1 to Histon. Lutterworth have scored a second at Moulton. Nuneaton's still 1-up against God Manchester, and Amesbury versus Oadby is 2-2. Great game there. Hart wants it played through. Harry Sawyer, there was a tug on the shirt. The referee says nothing doing. Sawyer is on the end of the ball and plays it across his back line to Adam Miles. Luke Downs. Well, even Benji Adamarco is going to have trouble keeping up with that ball. Out for a throw in front of the away dugout. Done. Tries to head through the back line. Walton loops it into the sky. Irwin runs into his own player there, but United have got the ball at the back. Sawyer fumbles the attempts to beat Irwin. And Chris Cox looks on in bemusement as United concede the free kick. Time is quickly running out. We're into the last 90 seconds of normal time. The referee wants a word with Sawyer before Simmons is allowed to take the free kick. Bugbrooke want this victory as much as Coventry United do. Is there one last twist? Simmons. It's a wayward header from the substitute Rhys Irwin. And Moore hooks it to the left. Luke Downs, now Sam Ellis. They need his late scoring expertise here. Charlie Shaw, whose strike, which canned off the crossbar, United still believe crossed the line. Will that be the difference between the two sides? Back heel by Dunn. Here's Sam Ellis. Plays it across. Ellis stopped to the near post by Walton. Cox is in there. Back to Ellis. Delivery towards the far post. Benji Adamarco. Cushion header down for Luke Downs. Indecision from Downs. Behind to Cox. Beautiful thread through for Adamarco. Here's Leo Wood. Turns and shoots. It's the back of Walton. Bugbrooke struggling to get away. Chested down by Cox. Drag on the shoulder. Referee says nothing doing. And Cox launching into Jake Webster. The free kick given against the United captain. Arguably, United should have been given the free kick before for the foul on Cox. But in fact, no, the free kick has been given to Coventry United. It was for the initial infringement on Cox. Thought for a moment that the follow-up on Webster was what the referee was unhappy with, but Webster has stayed down. It's in shooting distance, but barely. Webster receives treatment after Cox's heavy lunge. And Oliver Pardo is going to be withdrawn by Bugbrooke St Michael's. Joel Powell coming on. They're going to stack everyone back here and make sure they take a point away from a team who have ambitions of winning the league. It would just be Bugbrooke's 5th point of the season as they scrape and scratch for survival. Even at this early stage of the season, we're only in the 2nd week of October, but no one wants to be in the bottom 2 at any stage. Jake Webster leaves the field for now after receiving treatment for the follow-through from Cox. Every Bugbrooke player is getting in to the penalty area and the surrounding areas to keep Coventry United out. It will take something special for United to grab the 3 points. Can Luke Downs deliver it? It's Downs towards Cox. The defender got there first and the free kick given against Cox with the hands in the back. We're 2 minutes into added time. But most of that added time was taken with the injury to Webster. And it looks like the substitution was changed actually. Pardo has stayed on the field and Webster has been withdrawn. Dunn. Simmons leaping into Cameron Dunn. No free kick for Bugbrooke this time. Luke Downs with the throw. Up towards Charlie Shaw. Shaw hooks it behind towards Cameron Dunn as a collision and a high boot claim by Bugbrooke. It's not going to be given. Pardo putting his head in a dangerous position. Downs throw. And it's been given as a foul throw by Luke Downs. Three minutes of added time gone. Simmons gets as much distance on that throw as he can. Sawyer's header. Pardo behind Charlie Shaw. And chested out for another United throw-in by Jamari Hart. Cox thumped it upfield towards Ellis, the smallest player on the park. Miles steams in. Adamarco avoids the glances of a tat. Harkin looked for Adam Miles. Didn't find Miles. Rob behind him, but charged down by Harkin. Dangerous ball into the area. Punched up by Meadows. And brings it down the second time of asking. And that will surely be that. A check of the watch from the referee. And the count from the referee. Meadows eventually distributes towards Irwin. Sent away by Cox again. Is it going to be too close to the goalkeeper? Cameron Dunn's up there and headed away from his goal by Meadows. Meadows stays down. It's an apparent head injury, but United continue here. Here's Ryan Harkin. The goalkeeper's in no man's land. It's Sam Ellis. It's cannon off the defender. And cleared by Pardo. What do Coventry United have to do to score? Cox trying to dispossess Hart with his hand on the shoulder, and the referee gives the free kick to Bugbrooke. And United's chance is ebbing away. 5 minutes of added time played. And Owen just making sure that it is a free kick to Bugbrooke St Michael's. It is very much so. And Bugbrooke undecided whether to go for the corner or try and go for all 3 points. I think they're going to go with the defensive approach. No one's really making inroads towards the penalty area. They are now. Simmons bounces across Miles. And United pick it up with Downs. Upfield towards Adamarco. Bounces over Adamarco to Leo Wood. Benji Adamarco. And the referee ends the game at 0-0. After some supreme goalkeeping from John Meadows, kept Bugbrooke's clean sheet and their hopes of a 5th point of the season intact. A heroic display from the Badgers #1. And a call from a linesman regarding Charlie Shaw's strike, which cannoned off the woodwork and bounced on the line. But Coventry United subjected to their second 0-0 draw away from home this season. Final score here at the set in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Bugbrooke St Michael's 0, Coventry United 0. Well, thanks for joining us here on CUTV. Sorry we couldn't bring you any goals, but certainly an interesting afternoon to say the least here in Northamptonshire. We're back on Friday night with live coverage of North Harrowby United's trip to the Butts Park Arena in the FA Vase. Remember, it's a Friday night game, 7:45 kickoff. Be there if you can, as the players show their thanks to the supporters who made this trip over to Northamptonshire. Highlights will be available tomorrow here on the Coventry United TV YouTube channel. And if you can, if you want some post-match viewing, then head on over to YouTube or any of our social media platforms to check out our new feature, Double Jeopardy. It's already got 5,000 views across our social media platforms, so go and have a look at that. It's a really fun video. But for now, we'll leave you from the sets here at Bugbrooke St Michael's. Final score, Bugbrooke 0, Coventry United 0. Liam Cook signing off.